I didn't mean to smash the plate. I didn't mean to make Dad angry. I told Dad I was sorry. I told Dad I loved him. But he killed himself anyway. Was it my fault?
I am not putting up with this anymore. Putting up with what? I am out of here. People, I am out of here. Come on, what the hell is this?
Oh no, Mum and Dad are fighting again. They were drinking before I got home from school. I just hope that maybe they will pass out before the hitting starts, before I have to call the ambulance and I have to tell the police what's happened again. I wonder if they'll like me. I know I'm a bad kid. I know I do bad things. I know I hurt people who care about me. I know I hurt people. I kick and I scream and I bite. But I overheard somebody saying that my mum and dad did bad things to me when I was a baby. And they gave me away. And now every time somebody wants to help me, I think they're going to give me away. And I'm scared. I'm scared of all these feelings inside that I can't control. And I'm scared of never being loved. And this is another foster home. It's number 55, and I'm only 9 years old. You have just paid witness to 3 stories from children who have attended the KidsXpress program. 3 children who are between the ages of 4 and 14. Every child referred to KidsXpress has a completely different story, a different reality. Yet despite those diverse backgrounds, all these children that come to KidsXpress, the thousands of children we have supported over the last 10 years, share a common reality that is devastating. Devastating that some aspect in their childhood has been so overwhelming, so unsafe, so confusing, and to some so terrifying that it is hard, incredibly difficult for them ever to trust others or anybody, let alone to learn at school, to love somebody, or even to wish to live. So how many children are we talking? What are the figures, the number of children under the ages of 18 that are experiencing such significant trauma? In our beautiful city, in our state, across our country, there is 1 in 7 children being exposed to trauma relating to abuse, neglect, violence, or significant other trauma. With these disturbing statistics, and after the 10 years of the KidsXpress program and the evidence we've produced, KidsXpress is compelled to grow and expand our services throughout Australia in order to transform the lives of more vulnerable children. At KidsXpress, we are committed to creating generational change by supporting children, their families, schools and communities to break the cycle of trauma and to inspire children to thrive. And yet I'm fairly convinced that you are sitting there, given what you've just heard, and wondering, well, how are those children ever going to thrive in environments like that? At KidsXpress, we interface the amazing healing modalities of music, art, drama, dance, play therapy into a therapeutic, evidence-based program. It is provided by our highly trained, experienced therapists who hold a space for the children, a space for them to fully express their fears, their anxieties, their realities, and develop coping mechanisms for life. These children are not limited by their words or therefore labelled by their behaviours. and are instead able to immerse themselves, their senses, their imaginations, at times their entire bodies, into these safe mediums, emerging through the art, the music, the drama, the play, with these professionals, through the merit of their difficult emotions, being able to make sense and connect to their world. A mother recently sent this quote to us after her son had completed the program. "I'm very certain that my son is still in my life due to KidsXpress. In the very darkest days, as a parent, as a person, when I struggled to find the key to help my son hang on to his life, literally, there was KidsXpress. You saved my life, you saved mine, and you saved my family's." So what does it cost to transform the life of a child through KidsXpress? $5,000 will enable children to attend our centre-based program. $15,000 will send one of our highly experienced team into working in high-risk areas in schools across Sydney. $20,000 will also mean that that team gets to go into the school and also do trauma-informed education to the school staff and the community. I want to tell you an experience that I had when I met in 2015 our Australian of the Year, Rosie Batty. Rosie Batty, as we all know, is an advocate for domestic violence due to the violent end of her son's life at the hands of her ex-partner. I sat with her and I told her about KidsXpress. And she said to me very quietly, "Luke used to go to art therapy when it got really bad, and it helped him." And then she placed her hand on mine and said, "Margot, I lost my mother when I was 6 years old. I didn't know how to cope. My brothers and my dad didn't know how to cope. Maybe if we had had something like KidsXpress, I would have chosen a different life. I would have had different relationships, and I wouldn't be sitting with you right now." And so she said to me, KidsXpress not only needs to exist, you need to grow. We all know there needs to be change in this world. We all know this. And we all, particularly you being in the room, is that we want to be part of the change wherever we can. So tonight I'm inviting you to be part of the KidsXpress transformation. That through the transformation of the arts and KidsXpress, together we can change the futures for many, many children. And not just their heads, not just the neuroscience around how our brain can change through this process, but with their hearts and their absolute being and belief in themselves. And not just for now, but as Rosie said, but for now on and the adult they will become. Thank you.